Hopefully everybody's having themselves a wonderful Wednesday, relaxing, counting your blessing each and every day. Hey, folks, one thing I want people to understand is we as human beings are too trustworthy. We trust people too much. And people, what you got to understand, trust is not given, trust is earned. Okay? Let me repeat that. Trust is not given, trust is earned. Stop trusting people. Stop, right now where it's thinking like, oh, because this is family, this is blood, you can trust them. Stop thinking because this is my friend, I can trust him. Like I say, trust is not given, trust is earned. The underscore knife underscore power peace. Thank you for joining. Hey, Sadat D. Groat. What's up, OG? How you doing? Hey, folks, listen. Right now, I'm about to drop a piece. Red man, how you doing, my man? I'm about to drop a piece, man. It's like right now, like we as human beings, we trust people. We got a lot of parents. We got a lot of moms, dad. You know what? What we want to do is we want to go hang out. We want to go hang out, go party. We want to go shake a leg. I am from the Netherlands. How you doing, my brother? Thank you for joining me, man. We want to go out. We want to go have a party. We want to go out to a party, have a good time. We want to do the stinky leg, all the ladies dance, have a good time. But the difference is right now is we want to go out there. But when you got kids, when you got babies, young kings, young princess, what we have to do is we have to go out there. Carlos, how you doing? That's right. Trust is earned. God bless you. Trust is earned, man. But a lot of times, when you're young and you got these young kids, you got these babies, you got these young princess, and you know what we do is we want to go out, so we trust them. We get a family member or we get a friend of the family, and guess what? We get them to babysit our kids. And we get them to babysit our kids. They kids, 4 or 5 years old, little boys, little girls. But yet and still regards what? You leave them with the babysitter. Do the babysitter really watch your kids? Or what do they do? Hey, what's up, my brother from Baltimore, man? Respect. Do the babysitter really watch your kids? Or they let their son and their daughter, who is probably, if your son and your prince and your princess is 4 and 5 years old, KK, what's up, man? How you doing? Hello, from Harlem to California, supporting you. Thank you. I appreciate your support. So we let them, Carlos, my brother, how you doing, man? We let them babysit our kids. Whereas the adults supposed to be babysitting them, but they in the room and, hanging out with their boyfriend or their old man or whatever, their husband, doing their little thing, what they do. And they leaving your prince, your princess with their son or their daughter. What is the son and daughter doing with them? What I'm gonna do is I'm dropping a piece in regards to we got plenty of R. Kellys in our neighborhoods all around the world. Okay, Sibling Party, Bless Love, Rastafarian, Elaine Low, Glade. We got plenty of, like they say right now, is like we got plenty of R. Kelly in all the neighborhood. And what I mean by that, folks, is look, is when you trust your neighbor or your family member with your prince and princess, and are they gonna pay attention to them? Oh, nah, you hang out with my son or you hang out with my daughter. Right now, what I'm gonna talk about is this. This is a guy. His name is Michael Bunch from Cyprus. Recently, he did a piece with my brother, and he's talking, mad stuff about me, about who he is and all this other stuff. But the dude is a professional pedophile. He used to molest these little boys and little girls that his mother used to babysit, okay, in Cyprus. So right now is Michael Bunch. The question I'm gonna ask you, right now is you sodomizing these little boys, taking away their innocence. You, saying, putting your wee-wee in their mouth, urinating in their mouth. What do you think you did to the little boys? Okay, hopefully you don't have no kids. And if you have kids, you're not doing that to them. Hopefully, how many lives have you destroyed? How many kids have you traumatized? Sit back and think about it. The George Michael experience. Sit back and think about it. Ask yourself that question, Michael Bunch. You got up there on that platform with, like, before people get on the platform, I think we need to do a background check on them. Do a real thorough background check on them. How many little kids right now I can get? Thank you, John Doe. Thank you for the donation. How many little kids right now? They're not kids no more. They're grown men. Because, Mike, you hit pushing 50. How many kids I know I can get on my platform to bring that to the forefront? You know what? Because once again, you traumatized and took their virginity. You traumatized and took their childhood. You traumatized and destroyed them. For what? For quick pleasure? Huh? The difference is right now, we call you Dirty Mike. We call you Dirty Mike for a reason. We call you Dirty Mike because you didn't wash your behind. We call you Dirty Mike because your hygiene. You didn't wash your behind, you didn't brush your teeth, you didn't do any of that. But yet, in still regards to what? Here it is, right now, you're Dirty Mike. Michael Bunch, Ike B. You know why you're dirty? How many kids did you destroy? How many kids did you destroy, man? Because your moms used to babysit them. You know, folks, don't sell yourself short. We get what we pay for. We get what we pay for. Put your kids in a professional babysitter. With a, I'm talking about professional. That is sponsored by the Triple B, the Better Bureau of Business. You can't put your kids with a family friends or some of the family, and they take advantage of your little princess. They take advantage of your little prince, and they tell them, you better not tell anybody. Because if you tell anybody, I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to kill your mom, and I'm going to kill your dad. What are you kids going to think? What are these kids going to do? I'm just saying right now, folks, listen, this nonsense in the community have to stop. Have to stop. Like I tell you right now, listen, I did a lot of foul stuff in my life. Poisoned my community by selling drugs, robbing, stealing. But the bottom line is right now is, guess what? I admit I was a sick individual. I was a lost, sick soul. You know what? I know why I got issue. Because once again, all the time I got hit in my head, from the time that big piece of glass went in my head, when I fell and run in the Bedford-Stuyvesant section, I hit my head on a hard concrete, and that piece of glass went straight to my head, and blood everywhere, and I blacked out. And how many times I done got punched in my head? How many times, I done got beat down from the family? How many times, folks? How many times? How many times? How many kids have went through that? How many kids right now haven't even forgiven themselves? Pastor CD Green, Jacksonville, Florida. How you doing, man? Charles Green, man. Inbox me, man. Email me, Brian, Brian Gibbs, Gibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. Folks, listen. Before you bring your kids around anybody, give background check. Dirty Ike is still there in Cyprus. No, I heard he living in Bedford-Stuyvesant. But the difference is, hopefully, right now is he's not doing it because I heard he's supposed to be married. Hopefully he didn't do that to his wife kids or his wife grandkids. The people, this got to stop. And we got to understand the sickness of some of these people. The sickness. The sickness. The mentality, the attitude. I watched this individual. I never did nothing to this individual. And the difference right now is, guess what? One thing about me, I don't make stuff up. And I didn't know nothing about that. But right now, when it came to my light, came to my attention, you know what? And that's what I want to do is I want to get different people out there that's willing to come forward. Because once again, right now, we as little boys that grow up to be mans, a lot of they ain't going to admit to that. They're not going to admit to being sodomized. They're not going to admit to being raped. Whether they being raped by an older girl or older boy, they're not going to admit to that. Because they embarrassed. The underscore night Bob, your brother should take that. You know what? Let him keep it up. Hey, Muhammad, what's up? The difference is, but you got to do background check on these people. You got to know your audience. You got to know the people that you're dealing with. He always been a follower. He always been a testimony. He's a junkie. He's a drug addict. But still, he wasn't a drug addict back then. But his moms, used to babysit a lot of kids on the Fountain Avenue side. And when he used to babysit a lot of them, Brian, you would have said to your younger self back in the 80s, you know what? Like I tell you right now, crime doesn't play castrate. You're right. But the difference right now is when you got kids, you got to protect them. You got to protect your prince and your princess at all times. And the difference is sometimes you can put them around family members. And the family members could abuse, sodomize, rape, attack your kids. And right now threaten them. You better not say a word. If you say a word, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to kill them. These kids are terrorized. And you know what happened? They grow up and start terrorizing other people because they don't get the help. They don't get treatment. They don't talk to doctor. They don't get counseling. They don't get medication. They don't get help. And folks, like I say, there are plenty of R. Kellys. They were R. Kelly before R. Kelly became R. Kelly. And we have to stop that nonsense. We as grown men need to protect our young ones and baby by any means necessary. The difference is how? Why? You know how? By bringing this stuff to the forefront. By calling them all out. We have to do that. I don't care what anybody say about me. I never stoop that low. I never rape, sodomize. I'm talking about taking somebody, these kids innocent, because they in your household, okay? Then you take them in the back room. KK, thank you. The devil will walk among us, break the generation curse. Absolutely, we need to talk about this subject. We have to talk about this subject because nobody talk about this subject. Nobody. They're afraid to. You know what happened? When these kids start telling you, Mom, Dad, such and such did this to me, we sweep it up under the rug. We sweep it up under the rug because we embarrassed. Because right now, we don't want to hold ourselves accountable for making a mistake. We made a big mistake. We made a heck of a mistake. But we don't admit that because we too busy want to go out there and do the stinky leg. Do the stinky leg. That's what we want to do. Do the stinky leg. That's what we doing. We want to go out there and have a party. Do the 6-step. Do the wobble, 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 wobble. But yet still right now, while we having a good time, while we out there, getting our drink on, getting intoxicated, our kids are being tortured behind closed door by people that we trust, by people that we feel is family, by people we feel is friends. But your little kids, your little prince, your little princess is being tortured and terrorized, being traumatized. Wow. And imagine never getting no help and they keeping that. Or even when they come to you and they trying to explain to you what happened, you don't want to believe it. At Kenneth Smith, keep your baby protected. The worst are the loving members. You're right, man. You're right. We don't want to talk about that. It's a curse. It's a curse. But what I'm saying is this dude, Michael Bunch, Ike B, on social media. His real name is Michael Bunch. He's on social media as Ike B. Dirty Mike. Dirty Ike. Right now, all the things that he did to these little kids in the Cypress community, he's not the first. He's not the first. Okay, he's not the first, but I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out. Because once again, bro, stop that nonsense. Dirt bomb. C-Dub, you know who he is. You know who he is. Hey, right now, but yet and still regards of what? We want to go to Halloween parties. We want to go to Christmas party. We want to go to, holiday parties. We want to go to cookout. But you know what? Right now, most invitation, no kids. Most function, they don't want you to bring the kids. Leave the kids somewhere. If you don't got the babysitter, what you gonna do? Guess what? Hire a babysitter. But hire a trusted babysitter. Hire a trusted babysitter that's gonna protect your kids. That's gonna have your kids' best interest. That's gonna teach them. That's gonna educate them. That's gonna coach them. That's gonna mentor them. That's gonna train them. Not somebody right now, you leave it with a mom's. A mom's right now probably go in the room to get her drink on. A mom that go in the room to hang out with her husband or her boyfriend. They get her little groove on. But you know what? Here it is. I'm gonna leave them with my son. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what your son is doing to them, to these kids, torch them. How many kids that came through Michael Bunch's mother house that he had tortured, that he had sodomized, that he had raped, that he has molested? Right now, he urinate in a little kid's mouth. The little kid ain't no little kid no more. He's a grown man. And he got issue now. And he don't even understand it. He went to his mom's. What does mom say? Okay? The bottom line is if I got a drug addiction, if I got an alcohol problem, guess what? I don't believe you. Because I don't want to believe you. Because in order for me to believe you, I got to hold myself accountable that I did something wrong. He shouldn't be allowed back in Cyprus now. He should never been allowed back in Cyprus. He should never been allowed back in Cyprus. But the difference right now is, you know what, folks? Call them out. They want to call out snitches. They want to call out drug dealers. Call out pedophiles. Because you hide the closet. You know, R. Kelly, trapped in the closet. That's what they are. They trap in the closet. But what they do is they act all innocent, like they didn't do anything. Because right now, who you gonna believe? Are you gonna believe a little 14-year-old kid or a 4, 5, 6-year-old kid? I didn't do that. They lying. Get the heck out of here. These kids, the kids got imagination, but they don't got that type of imagination. Who talking about, Brian? We're talking about this guy named Michael Bunch. He go by a handle Ike B. My brother did an interview with him in Cyprus, and he talking, oh yeah, all this nonsense. But yet and still, my brother didn't do a background check on him. My brother didn't know his background, that he's a pedophile, that he's a child molester, that he abused many little boys and girls, that his mother babysitted. They're not gonna admit to that. They're not gonna admit to that. They're not gonna admit to that. But the difference is right now, man, listen, Mike, you don't know this. We know now. Whatever's in the dark, eventually gonna come to light. Whatever's in the dark, eventually gonna come light. Whatever's in the dark, eventually gonna light. And guess what? It's in the light right now. You are exposed for the sick, devious individual that you are. You are Satan. You are a sick, devious individual. How many kids' lives you destroy? Why? You couldn't get a little girlfriend? Why? Because you was dirty, you didn't wash your behind, you smell like a monkey cage, you smell like you want to be alone. But right now, that don't give you the right to, right now is, guess what, bro? I did time. We masturbate. That don't give you no right. You got pleasure out of sodomizing little kids, little boys, little girls. What's up, Glaze? What's up, man? How you doing, man? Detroit in the house, Detroit in the house. Folks, listen, we got to hold people accountable, man. We got to hold them accountable. Mr. B, remember the game room on Ralph and Pacific. Yeah, I do. Hey, folks, I'm dropping a piece of nice. What have I walked into? It's nothing that you walk into. It's like right now, being honest with people, man. Getting people to understand that, guess what, man? Crime doesn't pay. And the difference, we got a lot of sick individuals that's out there. Right now, we got a lot of R. Kellys. You know what I'm saying? Before there was R. Kelly, there was plenty of people before R. Kelly. It's a sick world. And we got to hold people accountable. We got to call them out on their nonsense. We got to stop that nonsense. We got to get people to understand right now, you don't take advantage of nobody, especially no little kid, innocent little kids, because they just happen to be in your household. And your mom say, watch TV with them, play with them, talk to them, play baseball card with them, play little spade with them. But you in there, taking them in a little room, and you sodomizing them, you raping them, you urinating in their mouth, you disgusting peasant, you low life. You know what I'm saying? Ike B, Michael Bunch, you are a low life, okay? Why didn't you, when you got on that platform with James Cuckoo Gibbs and you talk all that nonsense, you talk all that crazy, why didn't you give him your background? Do background check on these idiots. Why didn't you tell them, hey, cool, before I do this, let me let you know. You know how many kids that life I destroy, okay, in my teenage years? Right now, these little 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, anybody that came to my mother's house, came to Mrs. Bunch's house and we babysitted, I destroyed them, man. I took them and have a little party with them. I sodomized them. I took their innocence away from them. Okay? Let me tell you about that. Disgusting and horrible, one of the worst thing a person can do. You're right, Walter Lee. Have mercy. But the difference is right now, folks, we got to stop sweeping this stuff under the table like it didn't happen. We got to stop doing that. Sweeping under the rug that didn't happen. Bring everything to the forefront. Get these people that's out there, get them the help. Get them the help that they need. But yet and still, regardless of what, man, come on, help. They beyond help. They beyond help because they live in denial. They don't want to hold themselves accountable. In order to be honest with anybody else, you must be honest with yourself. Trust. What is trust? Why? Oh, because that's my neighbor, because that's my best friend, or that's my niece, or that's family member, or that's friend, or that's my church member. What that mean? What do that mean? That don't mean nothing. Just do background check on people. The bottom line is you're going to put your kids somewhere knowing the people that you're trusting with your kids. Who need to get a life? He's out here acting like Sky. You know what? Like I told you, let them act. I don't care nothing about that or whatever, because it's all about you. It's all about holding yourself accountable. Long as you're at peace with yourself and you can sleep at night, that's good. But when desperate people do desperate things. So when desperate people do desperate things. So the difference is he's desperate. So he'll get desperate people to anything. Frank, what's up, man? Enough respect from London. Peace, man. Peace, man. Peace. But the difference is start calling out these people, man. Start calling out these pedophiles. Thank God I don't know any pedophile. You know what? Right now, Ryan, you don't think you don't, but you do. They just closet pedophile. They're closet molester. Closet taking advantage or have been taking advantage of these kids for years. And right now, we wondering why these kids, this newer generation, is so jacked up. Because once again, they probably been touched in a way they didn't want to be touched. Okay? They probably been touched in a way, and they already psychologically, you know what I'm saying, destroyed. And we don't even have a clue. Because right now, we didn't take the time to investigate. We didn't take the time to understand. We didn't take the time to listen. That's why you got two ears and one mouth. Even right now, when these kids start telling you things, you can't sweep it under the rug, act like that you don't, oh, they say this. They got such a wild imagination. Folks, trust these words of these babies, man. Trust these words of these babies. They probably cannot put proper sentences together and get you to understand, but listen to them. Why would they be telling you this? They tell you that, Bunch, touch me, or Sister Sally, touch me, or, you know, Bozo the Clown, touch me. You got to understand. Wow, oh, wait a minute, where that coming from? You know, no. Or the mother or the parent, oh, come on now. You know Mike, you know Ike, you know Sally, you know Buck, you know Sabrina, you know Amber, you know they wouldn't do nothing like that. Come on, where they getting it from? Different even Hassan Campbell was like I told you right now, folks, listen, man. To me, like I say, everybody's different. And right now, I count my blessing because once again, right now, if I was molested and touched, I'd probably even be crazier. But the difference is right now, guess what? Those targeting, those are the people that I would have been going after. You kidding me? The bottom line, thinking that they could do it and get away with it, and you get old enough and you understand that you've been violated, that you've been taken advantage of by these individuals that your mother and your father trusted you to be in their company? Nah, folks, no. Like I said right now is when you sit back and you think about it and you listen to the R. Kelly story and what he says, something that he's been through, he been molested by his own sister, okay? Come on. That happened, and that been happening years. People out on their nonsense. You want to go away from vacation. Guess what? You're just as guilty. You're just as guilty. Trust nobody. All you have to do is subscribe to the Brian Glaze Gibbs Patreon page. I got a piece that I dropped in regards to Ball Magnetic, speaking about his brother, Cashapp. And what he says right now is, you know, Cashapp Hollywood. And my response to that is four sides of a story. It's four sides of the story. Gray hair show power, man. Hey, folks, listen, Brian Glaze, tell the youth crime doesn't pay, man. Crime doesn't pay. And that's what people don't understand, man. Crime doesn't pay. Right now, it's the same thing that people doing out there now, you know, committing crime, trying to make fast money, man. Only thing come fast is trouble. Easy to get into and hard to get out, man. You know what? It's the hard part about life, looking over your back. Like even right now with Michael Bunch, Ike B, he didn't think this stuff was gonna come out because he saw these guys growing up and he probably was worried, nervous. With one of the guys turned into a murderer. And he probably was wondering, he probably stabbed that guy away, knowing that, oh man, this guy see me, what he gonna do to me? But yet and still, you wanna get on a platform and you wanna talk trash about me. But yet and still right now, what about you? What about you? J Life, what's up? What about you? Tell people who you are, what you did. The difference is my life. Hey, James Brown, what's up, my brother? Hey, Torres, man, East New York, how you doing, man? Hey, my whole life story is an open book. You know, like people come over, oh, you Glaze, you lie, you make. I don't got nothing to make up. I don't pretend. Or to be honest with anybody, you got the first attempt to be honest with yourself. Am I proud of the person I became between the age of 14 and 24? No. AT_River, man. Listen, I got to hit you up, man. I got your number, man. We got to kick it soon, man. But right now, in order to be honest with anybody else, you got to first attempt to be honest with yourself. You talk about Michael Bunch from the middle. Yes, J Life. I'm talking about Michael Bunch. He's on the social media as Ike B. He just did a story with my brother about a few months ago. And basically right now talking trash about me, but yet and still not knowing how many skeleton. That's probably why he turned to drugs. That's why he probably sniffed dope, get high off crack. That's probably why. Because he's trying to hide from the demons. He probably trying to like get away from all that. Or yeah, people mentally project on other people. But the difference is right now, listen, nah, man. Man. What I'm saying is right now, brother, you won't notice. Michael Bunch, you are a pedophile. You are worse than R. Kelly. You put your wee-wee in a little boy, mouth and urinate. You bust open a little boy, butthole, had to get service. I used to live in 365, moved to Boston. Okay, Daryl, D. Jesus. But folks, listen, like I told you right now, no. Like I told you right now, one thing about me, if it's not true, if it's not so, I'm not gonna say so. If it's not so, I'm not gonna say so. And the difference is, it's not no type of like, I'm coming at this guy all now. Nah, I guarantee you, I can get some individuals on my platform to vouch about the words that come out of my mouth. I can't say what I want to say about Mike Bunch. Michael, why? Say it. Ryan Mack, say it. I agree. But the difference is right now, we got to stop this madness, destroying our criminal. Terrible Satan has a grip on all who live on the earth, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's sex, lying, stealing. But the difference is right now, it got to stop, man. It got to stop. It got to stop. It got to stop. Like I said right now, is in order for me to get help, in order for me to stop being Brian Glaze Gibbs, I had to get help. How did I get help? I had to raise my hand. Someone problem was him. And it's probably did. That's what R. Kelly. Right now, that's what happened to him. He came up. But there's a guy from your area talking good about you and Touch, saving his life. I saw that, man. Love your channel, King. Thank you, man. You Brown. Love you. Hey, the bottom line is right now, what I'm trying to do, this ain't my channel. Like I told LL Cool J a couple years ago, he said, yo, man, I listened to your story. What is your story? I said, it's not my story, it's my ministry. And you know what? Like, I listened to, somebody came along, oh, I stole their life. I want their life. I want to be them. You want to be me. You want to be me. You know what? And like I say, no disrespect. The bottom line, I've always been in a great shape of my life. Who want to be fat with titties as a man? No disrespect to the females. But right now, someone, you want to be me. You always want to be me. You always want to be me. Who want to be fat with titties? Come on, give me a break, man. Give me a break. But the difference is right now, you want to bring people on to discredit me. You bring on child molesters. You bringing on pedophiles. You bringing on predators. No, come on. But I want to be you. You want to be me. You want to be me. You don't even want to be you. So why anybody else want to be you? No, the difference is God gives us all choices. Kinder Coleman, choose life or death. God or the devil, the enemy. You're right. And that's what we have to understand. Oh, I said, OG, don't pay much mind. It's not even I'm paying anybody any mind. But the difference is right now, let's bring it into the difference is right now. Listen, right now, anybody that's out there, Thomas, what's up, Negron? How you doing, man? Anybody's out there, like I said right now, bring it on. Bring it on. I admit, I would plead guilty to everything I did. Like I said, I'm not running. I'm not hiding. But the difference right now is, don't come at me if you're not squeaky clean. I can admit, I already changed my life around. So I listen to Brian promote positive. I don't have no choice, man. When you don't promote negativity for so long, you don't promote negativity for a long period of time. What is negativity? Negativity is nonsense, man. He or she who anger you control you. But yet and still right now, don't listen to these idiots that trying to bring you down. Power and peace to everyone. Thank you, Muhammad. Power and peace to everyone. Peace, love, and prosperity to everyone. But the difference is you got a lot of people. They put on a suit. They put on a tie. And guess what? They act a certain way. But they are the most devious, envious, evil people in the whole world. Bunch got a full graveyard in his closet. You're right. But the difference is right now, let's bring it to the forefront. Probably that's what he need to get help. Michael Bunch, that's probably what he need to get help. He need that to get help because he been living in the closet. He been keeping it, been buried. None of these kids, none of the young boys, because they embarrassed. They haven't come forward. They haven't come forward. Man, pies, the same thing, deserve ultimate punishment on. You're right, but like I tell you right now with him, he's another one. But the difference is right now, like I said right now, I know the individual. The bottom lines right now was, guess what? He couldn't get anything. Like he said, I had sex with his girl and his wife in his headquarters. You know what? Like I told you right now, when you go away and you do time, how many times right now is I done masturbate, seeing different girls that I used to want, and I used to masturbate over and over and over, thinking about them. You don't masturbate so much thinking about that person, you think you had them. What's good, fam? What's good to you? Hey, folks, listen. What we have to do is right now stop the madness. Let's form a positive platform. Let's form a round table, that we all can get together. We all can get together to talk about some of the social issues that are affecting and destroying the community. They like to throw stone, but they need to be stone like they perfect. You're right, though. You're right, Omar. You're right. But the difference is right now, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't hold themselves accountable. A lot of people, like even right now, like I say, like this individual, what I'm saying, that's supposed to be my biological brother. Like he want to talk so much of trash about me and everything like that. And you know what? Like I said, I would have died for that individual. Right now, a lot of stuff I did is to protect him. But yet, in still regards to what, I would have died for him. Sometimes you can love yourself more than you love somebody else. You can love yourself, what I'm saying? You can love somebody else more than you love yourself. That's where you lose that. Let you know that's one we got to. Glaze, how you think the street of New York is different? It's a big difference because you got a lot of people got way more worse a problem than we have. You did, yes, you did protect them. You know what? I tell you right now, I protect a lot of people. And the difference is, I didn't even know back then. The difference is right now, you just try to talk to people right now. Anytime people want to talk about doing something to other people, I said, look, man, if I was in the rightful state of mind, I said, look, you do that, okay, to that person. You shoot, you kill that person. That person is dead. You got 25 to life. Who's the winner? Y'all both lose. And the difference is we got to stop losing, especially when you've been losing all your life. We got to learn, how do we stop losing, folks? How do we stop losing? Hey, listen, folks, like I say, it's in my description box, the Patreon page. Right now, I'm uploading a piece about Cashapp, brother. He got a documentary he's trying to work on called The Powerful Case On. And he speak about wood. I got a piece in regards to that. He's saying right now, I don't know what I was talking about or whatever. I got the real deal, what happened that night when Cashapp killed Wood. He didn't just kill Wood. They robbed Wood. They stick up kids. You got four sides of a story. You got Cashapp's side, you got Wood's side, you got Yolanda's side, and you got the truth. And all that's going to be up later on my Patreon page. When you die young, there's no memories of, because you ain't even get to live yet. And that's the difference why so many people are wasting life. But the difference is, you know what? When you've been raped and your innocent been taken, a lot of them don't care. They already got death wish. They already got death wish because a person like Michael Bunch, a person like R. Kelly, a person like that took their innocent away from them. Why they want to live? They don't want to live. These record labels promoting violence. Promoting violence for what? Because once again, only thing they looking to do turn a profit. They looking to turn a profit. They looking about $1. Yo, Gibbs, who you think took out Poe? You know what, like I tell you right now, is even with the Poe situation, made so rest in peace or whatever. And the difference right now, I just had communication with Poe on that Friday. Because once again, trying to piece together and trying to do different things. So the difference is who took out Poe right now was something that recently happened. I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Poe. So true at Charlie Green. Hey, folks, listen. What I want you to do is right now, tune in. Tune into the Brian Glaze Gibbs channel. Right now, hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want you to do. Hit the like button, subscribe. Subscribe, you know what I'm saying, to the Brian Glaze Gibbs Patreon page. They say Poe was throwing work out the car while he got shot. He was still active. I don't know nothing about that. The difference right now is, like I say, is I was trying to put together certain things that we can do from a positive. How do you think we can help the youth? We can help the youth by being honest. Chicago respect, Nick Saban, how you doing, man? We can help the youth by being honest, by being straightforward, by expressing ourselves, by talking about things like this, man, by getting them to open up, man, by getting people to open up. A lot of people ain't open up. Glaze, don't you think it's weird that there's no picture, video, Alpo body? I don't even get caught up in that conspiracy theory, people. The bottom lines right now is, like I say, I know people that know Alpo. What's like I said right now, listen, what's up with D Nice from Brooklyn? Right now, like he be out in 6 years, so I guess when he get out, he can tell his story. We can't change the past; we can only control the present. But the difference is sometimes you have to relive the past to get all that poison, all that negative, all that nonsense out. Getting people to stop them in the track. You know what I'm saying? Getting people to stop them in their track. Getting the people like Michael Bunch, Ike B, R. Kelly. It's many of them. It's many of them. Africa Bombado. It's many of them. Africa Bombado was one of the top person as far as like being the father of hip hop. And look what happened. Mental toughness is what the youth really need. Gives you right. You're right, Jason. You're right. Ruby G, beautiful. Hey, but what we have to do is get out there and put the stuff out there. Call people out. Call people out on their BS, man. You know, a lot of times right now, man, when you listen to people with these platforms or whatever, listen to the words that come out of their mouth. Some of the things you got to listen to. I'll tell you this, people can all say what they want, but when faith was come to Jesus, okay, Walter Lee, we got internet hackers. Hey, folks, listen, what we have to do as a people, how do we develop a positive platform? What I want the Brian Glaze Gibbs platform to be, I want it to be the people channel. Not only that, I was once the problem. I used to destroy life. How do we save life? How do we save life? How do we save life? Right now, I'm involved with Panoxol. Right now, it's a supplement that saves people life. It's a supplement that stop. Right now, anybody that got high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high sugar, right now, blood flow. This is the different things that we can utilize to save lives. But besides that, I'm hooked up with this company, CareClicks. They give telemedicine. They give people that don't have health care. They give them information that they can talk to a doctor and they can get the help that they need. Folks, listen, man, it's so many solutions to problems. It's so many solutions to different problems that's out there. But how do we come together as one? That's the difference. I don't give a damn about being a leader. I don't want to be the leader. I don't want to be the leader. The bottom line is, like I always try to tell people, I am not the smartest person in the world, but let me let you in a secret. I am not the dumbest. I am not the dumbest. I'm not too smart, not too dumb. But the difference is I got common sense. And the bottom line is right now, life is a puzzle. A lot of times you're not going to get that puzzle all at once. But when you get that puzzle, how do you put those puzzles together? Listen, hit the like button. Subscribe to the Brian Glaze Gibbs YouTube channel. About to hit 50,000. A shout out to all the individuals that supported me. Shout out to each and every one that, helped me get to the 50,000 subscribers. Because once again, it's all about knowledge is power. Glaze, why are dudes from Harlem so fly and jiggy? They can't stay low. I don't know, man. Richard Weatherspoon, what's the... Hey, okay, listen, that came out too fast. Hey, folks, listen, I'm about to wrap this up, but I'm going to end this as I started. Be careful who you trust your kids with. The prince, your little prince, your little princess. Be careful who you trust them with. The difference is right now, just because it could be a family member that can molest, abuse, sodomize your son, your daughter, your 3-year-old son, your 4-year-old son, your 5, 6-year-old, and telling them, if you tell anybody, I'm going to kill you. Whoa, what a hell of a burden for a kid to carry. These kids, some of these kids that Michael Bunch, Ike B, that he did that to, they're grown men now. And guess what? They all psychologically destroyed. They all have mental illness, mental health problem. And we don't even understand that. We don't even understand that. Hey, listen, thank you for joining me. Like I say right now, tune in to the Brian Glaze Gibbs Patreon page. Subscribe, folks. You won't be disappointed. Peace, love, and prosperity. Thank you for joining me. One love.